early life and beginnings. Nuno Frechaut, born on March 21, 1976, in Lisbon, Portugal, began his footballing journey in the youth ranks of Sporting CP. Growing up in Lisbon, he was introduced to the beautiful game at an early age and showed immense potential. His technical skills and tactical awareness caught the attention of coaches, and by the age of 16, Frechaut had joined the Sporting CP Youth Academy, one of Portugal's most prestigious football institutions. After progressing through the academy, Frechaut made his senior debut for Sporting CP in 1995. As a central defender, his strong physical presence and composed ball distribution soon made him an indispensable part of the team. His early years at Sporting, however, were part of the club's rebuilding phase, and although he showed great promise, he would have to go through several phases of growth before achieving his career peak. Rise to prominence, a move to France. In 1999, after years of consistent performances, Frechaut moved to France, signing with Lille OSC. This move was pivotal in his development, as it marked his first experience outside of Portugal and exposed him to a more competitive European environment. At Lille, he quickly became a key figure in the team's defense. His ability to read the game and his leadership at the back earned him the respect of teammates and opponents alike. His performances with Lille helped establish his reputation in the French league, and his time there, which lasted for 4 seasons, was instrumental in his growth as a player. Frechaut also had a stint with FC Metz, where he continued to demonstrate his consistency in Ligue 1. Although not winning major titles during his time in France, he was able to experience the intensity of a top European league, a crucial period in his career. Career peak, successful years in Portugal. Frechaut returned to Portugal in 2003, joining FC Porto, one of the country's most successful clubs. His move to Porto marked the peak of his career. Under the management of José Mourinho, Frechaut thrived in a highly competitive environment alongside some of the best players in Portuguese football history. At FC Porto, Frechaut became an integral part of the team, helping them win several domestic titles, including the Primeira Liga and the Portuguese Cup. His defensive solidity, paired with his ability to contribute to the attack with precise passes, made him a key component of Porto's strong back line. It was during this period that Frechaut's stock rose significantly, as FC Porto went on to dominate both in Portugal and in European competitions. One of the highlights of his career at Porto was his involvement in the 2004 UEFA Champions League victory. Although not always a regular starter in the Champions League, Frechaut played an important role in the team's success in both domestic and international tournaments. FC Porto's triumph in the Champions League under Mourinho was the pinnacle of the club's achievements, and Frechaut was part of a squad that made history in European football. International recognition. Frechaut's consistent performances at club level also earned him recognition from the Portugal national team. Although his international career was not as prominent as some of his peers, he earned several caps between 2001 and 2004, playing in crucial World Cup and European Championship qualifiers. His most significant contribution came during the Euro 2004, when Portugal reached the final, only to be defeated by Greece in a historic upset. Though his time with the national team was relatively brief, Frechaut was widely respected for his calm presence in the defense, particularly in high-pressure situations. His style of play was valued for its tactical discipline, positioning, and leadership on the field. Main achievements. Throughout his career, Nuno Frechaut accumulated several key achievements, particularly during his time at FC Porto. Among the most significant were Primeira Liga titles. As part of FC Porto's defensive line, Frechaut helped the team secure multiple Primeira Liga titles, contributing to the club's dominance in Portuguese football in the early 2000s. UEFA Champions League 2004. Frechaut's role in Porto's historic 2004 Champions League victory remains the crowning achievement of his club career. The win was especially significant as it marked a major European triumph for the Portuguese club, under the management of José Mourinho. Portuguese Cup titles. Frechaut also helped Porto win multiple Portuguese Cup titles, cementing his reputation as one of the top defenders in Portuguese football. Portugal national team. While he did not play a starring role in international competitions, Frechaut's involvement in the Euro 2004 and his contributions to the team's qualification rounds were noteworthy. Later years, the end of a career. As Frechaut entered the final years of his career, his playing time began to decrease. In 2007, after 4 years at FC Porto, Frechaut transferred to CFR Cluj in Romania, where he spent a couple of seasons before moving on to Vitória de Guimarães. His final years in Portugal were marked by a more reduced role, though his experience and leadership were still valuable to the teams he played for. Frechaut officially retired from professional football in 2012, after spending the last few seasons of his career in the Portuguese lower divisions. While his retirement came quietly, it marked the end of a highly successful and well-respected playing career. Legacy. Nuno Frechaut's career, though not filled with individual accolades, remains notable for his consistency, professionalism, and leadership both at the club level and internationally. His peak years at FC Porto in the early 2000s were the highlight of his career, particularly his role in the club's Champions League success. While not a standout figure in the eyes of many, Frechaut's tactical intelligence and ability to read the game made him one of the most reliable defenders of his era. After retirement, Frechaut has remained active in football, working in various roles within the sport. His legacy is solidified as a key figure in Porto's golden era, and he is remembered as a player who brought steadiness and dependability to the defense. Though his name might not be as widely recognized as others from his generation, Frechaut's contribution to the sport remains highly respected among those who followed his career.